Shalom and welcome to this week's Hebrew class. We hope these lessons are encouraging you to learn the Hebrew and making it reasonably easy. So let us begin again, and of course we are continuing through the book of John, which we also call Yehuchanan, but in modern Hebrew you will find it as Yochanan. And in English, it is John. And we're in chapter 7, and we will cover verses 18 to 21. And so let us begin. And as we do each week, for anyone who happens to drop in for the first time, we have the Nakud, the vowel marking chart, to make it easier in reading the vowels, remembering that we also have shorter vowels and longer vowels. And we have these great resources which will help you so much in your study, and we do pray you will use them. This one has transliteration and also color-coded translation, and of course to do it in Hebrew dictionary, which will help you work out the root words and their various meanings. So let us begin. And as you can see, we're in verse 18. It's represented by Yod, which is the 10th letter of the alphabet, and Chet, which is the 8th letter of the alphabet. So we're in 18. So we go through the letters. Hey, Mem, Dalet, Bayet, because of a dot. Resh, Mem, Nun, Fe, because there's no dot. Shin, Vav, Kaf, Vayet, Vav, Dalet, Ayin, Zade, Mem, Vav, Yod, Vayet, Kuf, Shin. Just a note, where we see a Vav with the cholam above it, that's the O sound, we only say the vowel mark. We don't say the Vav. So let us read. Hum, da, bear. So the one speaking, why is it speaking? Because with the mem, it is a participle form. So the one speaking, mi, naf, show, from his own soul. Now, of course, we've got the root, nefesh, which means soul. From his own soul, I've added the own. You could just say from his soul. Kevod, glorifies or honors. Atzmo, his self, or often translated himself. Yevakesh, he shall seek. So literally, he glorifies himself. He shall seek. So he's seeking to glorify himself. That's the way we would say it. Etzem is a masculine noun meaning oneself. It's very specific. As a feminine noun, interestingly, it means bone. And then we have bikesh, which is a PL verb, to seek, to ask, to demand. So he who speaks from himself seeks his own glory. That is our translation. So now let us read it without any aids. Hum da bear, mi naf show, kevod, atzmo, yevakesh. So, the translation, the one speaking from his own soul glorifies or honors his self or himself, he shall seek. And so we turn to part B, and we see we've got a Vav, He, Mem, Vayet, Kuf, Shin, Kaf, Vayet, Vav, Dalet, Shin, Lamed, Chet, Vav, Nun, Aleph, Mem, Nun, Sofit, meaning Nun at the end of a word, Hey, Vav, Aleph, Vav, Aleph, Yod, again, Nun, Sofit. And we read it. Vaham, Vakesh, and the one seeking. Again, we got a participle form, meaning seeking, and with the Hey, it's a noun. The one seeking. Kevod, meaning the glory of. Sholchi, literally his sending one, and it's normally translated the one sending him. That Ne'eman, Ne'eman, faithful. If we look down here, we see Ne'eman as an adjective. It can mean loyal, faithful, devoted, true to. And we also got shalach, which is to send, to dispatch. And this is a participle form, and that's why I use sending. Right, faithful, who he is, ve'ayin, and not. So the translation is, but he who is seeking the glory of the one who sent him, he is true and no. Right, so let us read that. Ve'ham vakesh kevod shol chi, shol cho. Ne'eman hu ve'ayin, and the translation, and the one seeking the glory of his sending one, faithful he is and not. And so we come to 18c, and we have an ayin vav, lamed tav he, bet vav. And we read, avlata, injustice. So if we look down here, avel is a masculine noun meaning injustice, wrong, evil, or even iniquity. Right. Bo, in him. So there is no unrighteousness in him. So unrighteous or injustice. Similar sort of concepts. And so we read that. Av la ta, bo. Injustice in him. And then we have a yod, which has a value of 10, and a tet, which has a value of 9. So we go through letters. He lamed aleph, mem shin he, nun tav, nun sofit, lamed kaf, mem sofit, that's mem at the end of a word. Aleph tav, he tav, vav, resh, he. Remembering that we only say the cholam up there. And we begin, hello. Now the hey at the beginning of this one is a questioning hey, as I've got here. So did not. And then Moshe, Moses, Moshe. Natan, give. Lakem, to you. Et, which is a grammar marker. Ha-Torat, the Torah. Often translated as the law, but literally it means instruction. And we get that from hora, which is a verb to instruct, to point out. And Torah is a feminine noun. It means the Pentateuch, right, which is the 5 books of Moses, theory, dogma, doctrine. Right, so now we can read that. Hello, Moshe, Natan, Lakem, et ha-Torah. Did not Moshe give to you, grammar marker, the Torah? Right, and so we come to 19b. We have a vav, an aleph, a yod, a nun safit, aleph, yod, shin, mem, kaf, mem safit, ayin, sin, hey, hey, tav, vav, resh, hey, mem, dalet, vav, ayin. And we read it. Va'ayin, and not. Ish, a man. Me, kem, from you. O say, does, or is doing. You could say is doing because it's like a participle form. Does or is doing. Ha-Torah, the Torah, the law. Ma'dua, why? or for what reason. So if you look down here, madua as an adverb means wherefore, for what reason, or why. And then we read the translation, yet none of you carry out the law. Why? So now let us read that. Ve'ein ish mikem oseh ha-Torah madua. And not a man from you does or is doing the Torah. Why? And we have 19c. We have Tav, Vet, Kuf, Shin, Vav. Lamed, He, Resh, Gimel, Nun, Yod. And we read it. Te, Vak, Shu. You do seek. So why is it none of you do seek? So why is it you do seek? Because the end could be a third person, but because we have a tav at the beginning, it also tells us it's second person imperfect. You do seek. So that's, and of course the root of it is bikesh, which is a PL verb, to demand, to crave, to seek. So you do seek, le har ge ni, to kill me. Right, so to is there, and of course the ni at the end means me. And if we look at the root, it is harag, kol verb, to kill, to slay. And I wanted to especially bring in this word, ratzach, which is a kol verb, to murder. And why I wanted to bring that forward was that the Ten Commandments does not say you shall not kill. It says, it uses this word, you shall not murder. And that's the example. If we look in the Hebrew, in Shemot or Exodus 20:13, you'll see that it's using this word and not that word. So now we can read it. Te vak shu lehar ge ni. You do seek to kill me. And the translation, why are you seeking to kill me? And now we come to 20. It's represented with a kaf, which has a value of 20. And then we go through letters. Vav, Yod, Ayin, Nun, Sofit, Hey, Ayin, Mem, Sofit. Vav, Yod, Aleph, Mem, Resh, Shin, Dalet, Bet, Kaf, Sofit. Kaf at the end of a word. Mem, Yod. Mem, Vet, Kuf, Shin. And we read it. Vaya'an. And it answered. It could be he answered, but we've got to look at what they're talking about. And it answered. And the root of that is ana, which is a kol verb, to answer, to reply. Because we also have ina. Ina is a PL verb, and it can mean to torture. So we need to see the difference in the vowel markings, because the rest looks the same. So we have a hey dropped off. And that often happens because a hey is a weak letter. So it is, and it answered. And what's the it? Ha'am, meaning the people. Va-yo-mar. And it said, because we're talking about the people said, right? Shed. Shed is a demon. If we look down here, shed, a masculine noun meaning demon, genie, fiend. So demon is probably the more useful word. And then we have buck, in you. So the bet is in, and the kaf so fit is you. Me, who, and then I've added is. Mevakesh, seeking. Again, it's a participle form, and the root, of course, is bakesh, which we've got down here, means to want, to desire, to seek, to demand. It's a participle form because of the mem in front. So who is seeking? So the people answered and said, there is a demon in you. Who is seeking? And so let us read that. Vaya'an ha'am vayomar shade bak mi mevakesh. And it answered the people, and it said, a demon in you, who is seeking? And so we now turn to 20b, and we have a lamed, a hey, a resh, a gimel, and a kaf sofit. And of course it means to kill you, with the kaf sofit at the end, being you. And of course harag, we know that as being kol verb to kill, to slaughter, to massacre. Who is seeking to kill you? And so we read it, le har ge ka, to kill you. And now we turn to 21, and we have a kaf, value of 20, a left value of 1, and then we have a vav yod ayin nun sofit, yod hey vav shin ayin, vav yod aleph mem resh, lamed hey mem sofit, mem ayin sin hey, aleph chet dalet. And I know that might seem like we go through a little bit fast, but that's because we want to get used to the letters so there's no thinking involved. We can just read it. So we read, Vaya'an, and he answered. We know that's Ana. And then we have Yahushua, or Yahusha, in modern terms, Yeshua. Vayomer, and he said, where there's no pronoun, it's he. Lahem, to them. Ma'aseh, a deed. Right? Of course, with a mem in front, it can be like also a noun, right? So therefore, it's a deed. Echad, meaning one. So Yeshua answered and said to them, one deed. And so we read it. Vaya'an, Yahushua, vayomer, lahem, ma'aseh, echad. And he answered, Yahusha, and he said to them, a deed one. And we get to 21b. We have an ayin, sin, yod, tav, yod, vav, kaf, lamed, kaf, mem sofit, ayin, lamed, yod, vav, tav, mem, hey, vav. And we read, A-C-T, I did. So one deed I did. Ve-ku-le-kem, kulekem, and you all, and all of you, right? And you all, because the kem, of course, the plural you, and of course the root there is kul, which means all, and you all, alive, about it, right? Because the al can mean about, regarding, on, over, there's various meanings. In this case, we can use it as regarding or concerning it. Tit mahu. Again, we got the tav, so it's second person, not third. So it's you, shall, and it's also imperfect. And the root of it is tamah, which is a kol verb, to be amazed, to be astonished, to wonder. So therefore, you will marvel. About it you will marvel. So one deed, and all of you are amazed by it. So let us read that now. Asiti vekulekem, alive, tit mahu. I did, and you all about it, you will marvel. And right now we come to our revision of these verses. We remember that a yod has a value of 10, a chet has a value of 8, so we know we're in 18. Hum da bear, the one speaking, mi naf show, from his soul, or from his own soul, kevod, glorifies or honors, atzmo, his self or himself. Yevakesh, he shall seek. The one speaking from his own being glorifies, or to glorify his self or himself, he shall seek. The hamvakesh, and the one seeking kevod, the glory of, you could say the glory of, shol cho, his sending one, because it's like a participle form, or the one who sent him, ne'eman, faithful, who he is, ve'ein, and not, and that could be also no, and the one seeking the glory of his sending one, the one sending him, faithful he is, and not of lata, unrighteousness or injustice, bo, in him. Injustice in him. And so we come to 19. We have a yod and a tet. Yod is 10, tet is 9. So we're in 19. How low? It's a question. Did not Moses, Natan, give lakem, to you, et grammar marker ha-Torah, the Torah, the instructions or the law? Did not Moshe give to you, grammar marker, the Torah? Ve'ein, and not, ish, a man, mi, kem, from you, o, say, is doing or does, ha-Torah, the Torah. Ma'dua, why or for what reason? And not a man from you does the Torah. Why? Tevak shu, you do seek. Lehar geni, lahar geni, to kill me. Do you seek to kill me? And then we have a calf, value of 20. Vaya'an, and he answered. Ha'am, or it answered, because we're talking about the people. And sometimes it's treated as singular. It could be he, the people, or it. It's probably better in English as it. And it answered the people, that's who, Vayomar, and it said, shade, meaning a demon, bak, in you, me, who, and I've added is, mevakesh, seeking, because it's a participle form. And it answered the people, and it said, a demon in you, who is seeking, le har geka, to kill you. To kill you. And then we have a kaf 20, a left 1. We're in 21. Vaya'an, and he answered, Yahushua, Vayomer, and he said, lahem, to them, say, a deed, echad, one. And he answered Yahushua, and he said to them, a deed 1. RCT, I did, or I have done. The kulekem, and all of you alive regarding it, because it's talking about the deed, tit mahu, you shall marvel. I did, and you all about it, you will marvel, because it's an imperfect, right? And so we finally come to our vowel marks again. We have to remember that a kamatz is generally a long A sound, a patak a short, a zere a long, a segol a short E, shavar breaks the word up into its syllables, cholam is the O sound, shuruk is a short U sound, kubutz gives us a bit of a longer sound, and then we have kataf segol, which is short, chirik, which also is the I sound, and then we have a kataf patak, where the patak follows the shavar, and then we have a kataf kamatz, which is a kamatz that follows the shavar. Normally not such a long sound, but it can be. So finally, we come again to our resources, because we want to encourage you. They are so useful, and they help us practice, and they give us a lot of help in that by using these resources. And then again, I've given you the chart of the values of the letters, so we become so accustomed to them. And that's why we randomly choose some. A kuf is worth 100, zade 90, kaf 20, samek 60, resh 200, shin 300, fe 80, yod 10, dalet 4, vav 6, tet 9. And so we come to the end of this week's Hebrew class, and we just want to thank you for joining us, and we do pray that these are enjoyable to listen to and that you are gaining insight into the Hebrew, and we just want to encourage you to keep at it, because you'll begin to enjoy it as you know more and more. So we just want to wish you a Shavua Tov, and may you have a blessed week in Yeshua, in Yahusha, our Messiah and our King. Amen.